Hi, welcome to my channel. Before we get started, you see that button there just on the right corner there that says subscribe? Just tap on it. Yeah, it will make me feel special. Alright, so in this video we'll focus our attention on relations and functions. I remember doing a video on function and I called that one to be functions at low level. Let's just get more intense now on functions. So in this video particular, we'll be looking at inverse and composite functions. Now, you may be aware of, when you talk of functions, there are two things that should come in your mind. That is the domain and the range. So we usually get the range from the domain. So when we have an input, which we call the domain, and then we have a certain rule that will make us arrive at the range. So that one is known as a function. Now, when we look at the inverse, we look at a certain function that can help us when we have the range, we can arrive at the domain. So it's like the reverse of the other. So it's what we want to look at in this video, the inverse and the composite function. More complicated one, especially for the composite function, but if you try to follow me step by step as I solve this example, and if time allows, I'm also going to do other examples because these questions may be twisted, but this question at grade 12 exam, it's always on 19. I confirmed it. I was looking at the past papers and it was always on 19. The same structure of the question but different numbers. So that makes it easy for you when solving when you're revising on your own, because you know what is there but you don't know the numbers that are going to use. But the procedure to solve is the one that I'm about to show you right now. So let's get started. We have this example here. It says given that the function of x is equal to 3x plus 1 and the function of gx, of course, is equal to 4x minus 1. Find f negative 1 then x. What does it mean? Well, it means inverse. Find the inverse of the function of x there. So they want us to reverse this function, here, so that we can, when we use the range, we can find the domain. So how do we solve such a question? All right, so I'll write my solutions there. Okay, so the function of x, isn't it? Yeah, so we have a function of x. Since you are saying x inverse, we're dealing with x is equal to 3x plus 1. So we know that this is the function of x. Now we're looking for the inverse of this function. So let us just let this part here to be y. Remember, we are letting this part to be y because I'm saying so we'll need it at the end. So we're letting this part to be y. So I'll just say let f of x to be y. So we're going to have meaning we have y is equal to 3x plus 1. Now from here we want to change the subject of the formula, and we know how to do that because we did that at junior secondary when looking at changing the subject of the formula. If you don't know, I did the video on that one. So we have to change the subject of the formula to be x. So how do we do that? We're going to move this positive 1 to the other side there. In either case, whether we move this one there and then this one here, we'll still end up with the same answer. So now on this one, we're going to have a y. This one will be negative 1 is equal to 3x. And then from here, we divide here by 3, even here by 3, so that when this one and this one cancels each other, we'll remain with x. And then from there, we have x is equal to y minus 1 over 3. Then from here, we have to switch places, isn't it? We have to switch x and y so that here we put y and here we put x there. So let us switch them. So we're going to have y is equal to, where there is y, we're going to put x. minus 1 over 3, like this. Well, we can say this is the answer, but remember what we did? We said let the function of x to be equal to y. So now in our case, y is not going to be the function of x. It will be, yes, it will be the function of x, but we'll spice it a little more with the inverse sign. So it means that the inverse of this function, we're going to write it as f inverse x is equal to, or x rather, x minus 1 over 3. And that's it. It's actually simple. I just took long because I wanted to explain even what is involved there. So this is the answer for the first one. And the second one, they are saying find the inverse of -5. So we just use this formula. We've already found the inverse of f of x. So we just need to use this same formula there. And where there's x, we want to put -5, the one they're talking about. Let me just solve it here. So we have -1, then we have -5 there. So the inverse function of -5 of what? Of x. Where there's x, we're going to put -5 minus 1 over 3. Where are we getting this one? We're getting this one from here, the one that we just found, the inverse of f of x there. And then from there, we just do our normal calculation, or this should be an equal sign there. So what is -5 minus 1? That is -6 over 3. So f inverse of -5 is equal to -2. Yeah, f inverse of -5 is equal to -2, and that's it. So all these questions, these are 1 mark, 1 mark, 1 mark, and then let's look at the one that costs at least some marks, like 2 marks, which is this one. We call this one as the function of x, the function of gx. Yeah, the f of gx, meaning there's a function of x and the function of gx. Now they're putting them together. So how do we solve that one? So I'll write it the way it is. I'll say function of g, then x in brackets there. Now I'm saying function of gx. Remember when we say function of x, it was coming out like this, isn't it? This is a function of x. So now for this one, it means there is a function of x and function of gx there. So the function of f is the one that starts, isn't it? So we're going to say this one is same as saying function of gx of what? Where is f of x here? 3 is equal to 3x, or is it plus or minus? Plus 1. I think it should be plus 1. Let me check. Okay, it's plus 1. Then from there, we have now the function of what is gx. Let's find out. Gx is this one, 4x minus 1. I'm just trying to do this step by step because all these steps, when you are running out of time in an exam, it's not even necessary. Just pick them up and then put them there. So gx is 4x minus 1 rather. So it is 4x then minus 1 of this, of 3x plus 1. So now when we reach at this stage, guys, what we need to do now is to substitute where there's x. We're going to put the whole of this because this is gx. So where there's x here, we're going to put the, so here is going to be function of course, gx. I'll just repeat it, gx there, then is equal to 3. Remember this is gx here, so 3 in brackets, we'll have 4x minus 1, then plus this one here. So this was 3, and then this one represent x there, and then plus 1. Plus 1, not plus plus. Come on. Okay. So just expand the brackets there. So this one is going to be 12x, right? This one will be minus 3, then here plus 1. Our final answer is going to be 12x minus 2. And that's it. That's the answer. So this 2 marks. So this question, guys, you are going an exam, whether it will be, I don't know what time you'll be writing, when you're going to write this paper. You already have 4 marks already. So you have 96% remaining. So give it your best shot. Otherwise, it has been wonderful. Thank you for staying tuned, and please like this video, comment, share it, and also as you subscribe, please don't forget to turn the bell notification so that you always receive bzzz whenever I drop a new video like this. Otherwise, it's been wonderful. Have a nice day. Have a good night, whatever time you'll be watching this. Otherwise, for me, I say bye bye.